Hey Leos, and welcome to your March 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. And, yeah, Leos, all the fire signs are kind of, working with something here because we're getting into equinox time. We're getting into this end of the 2017 experience, about to go back into Aries time, which is one of your fellow fire signs. And both of you have this Six of Pentacles energy where, this period of time requires a lot of realization of where your energy is going and who your energy is supporting and why this is so. I think that a lot of Leos have finally realized like who is for them and who is against them, but I also feel that March is the final illumination of this. So straight into this month, Leos, look around you and see who makes you feel what way and who is on your side, because I still feel like there's probably a lot of waking up to happen here. You have Two of Swords, you have Seven of Swords, you have Six of Pentacles, and Seven of Swords as well. Check out those sevens sort of on both sides of your spread. People are not quite doing for you what you thought that they would. And priorities amongst like your relationships, amongst family, amongst people around you seem to be uncalibrated. And why is that? Something in Leo has changed very abruptly since about the change of the new year, since about January, and this phase is still continuing on. I feel that Leo, again, you're ruled by the sun. You are sort of like the projection of the zodiac. You are the center of the system. You're that transition into Virgo. You are the fifth sign, so you're right towards the middle of the progression. Everybody kind of looks to you for validation. So there's a change in the way that you are receiving and giving out validation, and I feel just deeper than that, a change in purpose. As I've been saying for a while now, 2018 is a purpose year, and when we're kind of chained into systems or experiences that don't quite line up with our purpose, for the sake of maintaining relationships, maintaining stability, what can happen is lots of people who feel like they're taking advantage of you can crop up. So Six of Pentacles connected to Two of Swords and those 2-7 cards. I feel that not many people are on your side in the way that you need them to be moving into this month, and that this month in March, before we get into equinox time, which is the new beginning, starting over again, March comes in for you to see who's there for you and who isn't, and then to make the appropriate actions so that you can really start to thrive again. I've been saying this for all the fire signs this month, that March is a time where you see very clearly what is not thriving in your life so that you can go past this time and create new systems that do thrive. So really getting down to the foundation, really getting down to your inner transformative ways, because the sun cleanses all. Sunlight cleanses all impurities. You have that Judgment card in your reading, as well as the World. It's going to be an incredible week right during equinox week for you on the 21st of March. You have Judgment and the World, so that's just so incredible, Leos. You will probably come out of this time feeling like a completely new person, feeling like somebody who you have never been before. And I honestly feel that it will be an incredible awakening and an incredible, just validating, warm feeling. But sometimes in order to get there, sometimes in order to come to this transformation, a lot has to be cleansed and a lot of impurities have to be purged. And you are that concept, being the sun. I think that it could be a good time to be out in the sunlight. And I also think like, I'm a Leo rising, and I feel like I never do like indoor tanning or anything, but I just feel like a bit of like ultraviolet light for a short period of time during this month would be good, just because it can cleanse some of the impurities. Don't go crazy with it. Don't start like a 10-year cycle of tanning bed addiction or something. But I also feel from this energy that there's a lot of impurities that have to be cleansed, even just at the physical health level. So going to like a spa, going to a sauna, or going to something that helps you get rid of some of these impurities feels like it also clicks in your conscious mind, like what the toxins are in your relationships too, like who the toxic people are in your life, because sometimes Leo struggles to see who this is. Not all of you, it's going to depend on other parts of your chart, but sometimes you're so bright that you assume that everyone else has the brightness that you do and the sort of moral code that you do. And in reality, sometimes it can actually be like Seven of Swords, and people can take advantage of your abundant solar energy. So I feel, to wrap up just on the intuitive message of March for you, Leos, is that establishing higher ground and establishing a system in which you can see toxic people easier, and a system in which you can cleanse out your impurities and toxins of your own to sort of forge the way to forging your purpose. Like it's sort of creating a path to be able to forge the purpose. It's sort of a strong process right now and a long process, but very rewarding as well, because I feel like Leo without purpose is very Two of Swords energy. Leo is a solar, strongly activated sign, so always having a purpose or always having something to get out of bed for is very important. And a lot of toxic people can start to form in your reality when there's not a lot of purpose there. Okay, Leo, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week so that I can find where this purpose is and how to find it for you guys and give you some help there. Week number 1 in March, you guys have 9 of Pentacles rooted down by 7 of Wands. So take a second to look at how far you've come. I kind of like those energies together. 7 of Wands is kind of like one of my not so favorite cards, but I still get a lot of power from it and a lot of like purpose. Again, I want to say from 7 of Wands energy. Sometimes what can happen is you can rise above people or rise above adversity without having realized it. Sometimes you can really make a lot of progress in life and still be looking through the lens of the person you were before that progress was made. Very important for Leo to maybe reward yourself in the first week, buy yourself something nice, get the new car, get the new phone, or if you can afford it, obviously, or just even if it's not a money value type of item, do something to reward yourself and do something that shows you the progress that you've made. Because it's a lot more than you're realizing. Sometimes with 7 of Wands, again, you think that this adversity or the opposition that you're facing in your life is not possible for you to face it and to survive it, because it feels like the opposition comes from so many different places. But what allows you to be able to be stronger than this opposition is the fact that you're higher up. Like if you are on the same level as these people who are giving you this adversity or opposition, it might not be possible for you to survive or to get through this, but because of your, moral high ground and because of you allowing yourself to be above these people, you can win very easily, much more easily than you realize. So there is sort of like a win and loss theme in this month. Like I feel like the energy of competition, and I feel the energy of like who can be the best. So some of you may be in some kind of competitive job or some kind of competitive experience, like marathons or something. Maybe some of you are in some kind of sport or some kind of really challenging competitive experience. And I think that the key to you finding victory is to find what puts you onto higher ground. Where are your advantages? Because I always say when people are trying to like win something, or when people are trying to prevail in some way, because it becomes more about allowing yourself to prevail than it does about like winning. I always say like find your higher ground, find your advantages, find your natural advantages, because if you try to win in the way that other people are, you're sort of using their advantage and not your own. So I think the power of the first week for Leo is honing in on what your advantage actually is and validating to yourself that you have made progress and seeing what that progress is. Like I even sense that a lot of you have like completely changed your life, but are still looking from the lens before the transformation. And it's like, look around, see your new house, see your new abundance, even if it's like your ability to cope now. See how you've progressed to see your stability as a person now. In the second week, Leo's 2 of Swords reversed, drew down by the Empress. So relationships are feeling a bit blocked. And most Leos are there. Some of you might have made progress here. Again, progress from the first week. And you're kind of stepping back into a territory that you've experienced in the past. Like, okay, well, it's plateauing and I still feel like this person's hiding something from me. And I feel like Leos who have been in relationships for a long time, you might not feel like you can put your heart on the line, or you might not feel like there's complete honesty in your relationships. And I feel that you can get to the bottom of this in the second week. It's a great time to understand how relationships are blocked or not thriving. And that's somewhere that we always have to go, when things are not functioning correctly or are not calibrated in a seamless way, we have to see like why that is and how it's not calibrated. So a danger with Two of Swords is that you can know that problems exist, like maybe, just as a hypothetical random example, like you can sort of suspect maybe that you're being cheated on, but you're not going to follow through with that. You're going to think, oh, I'm just crazy, or oh, I'm just, not happy with myself, so I'm trying to create a problem within someone else. There can be a tendency to martyr yourself, or a tendency to doubt your own intuition simply to maintain normalcy. And I feel like even if you're on the complete opposite side of that, like I feel like a lot of Leos are like, well, no, that's been exactly what I've been trying to change, is to not doubt my intuition. It's emphasized one way or another. The intuition and how you're bringing that into the rest of the world, how the rest of the world is knowing what you are feeling about them. It's very deep, but I feel that you are looking good with it. The Empress upright, one of your major arcana cards for this month, makes me feel like you're glowing through your intuition and through honing in on what you're feeling about situations in your life. It really feels like that's doing you very solidly this month. So try to trust it and try to not stifle it. Try to not press that down. Third week, Leo's Judgment, rooted down by the World reversed. What a magical week. Definitely the most important week of your month here in March. This is also equinox week as well. So Leo's really changing a lot, really overcoming and progressing much more than you could have imagined. Judgment, rooted down by the World reversed. It's just so beautiful. It makes me happy to be a Leo rising. So what needs to die? What needs to end here? I mean, that's really what this is endings, because the World is the ultimate ending. You know, it's the last card in the major arcana and one of my absolute favorite cards in the tarot. So, it's not even just the end of a chapter, it's the end of like the trilogy, or it's the end of the series, you know. Some series in your life, or some cycle in your life, Leo, has to come to an end in the third week of March during equinox time. And I also have a guided meditation that I did for equinox time. I'll put that in the description box for you guys if you need any help transcending this energy. Anyway, so that equinox time for you, Leo, with the World reversed, what would you say, and maybe journal about this or write this down, is like your most unhealthy cycle as a person? Not about anybody else, not about, people from your past, not about other people's cycles, but just you. Like where, because I feel like all Leos, and all signs to an extent, this is kind of a collective theme right now, have sort of seen like, whoa, that's where I messed that up. That's where I ruined that situation. And even if you know that someone else had like hand in it too, I feel like a lot of people optimally have seen where they went wrong as well. So definitely hone in on that, like what your most difficult cycle as a person, Leo, is, and see how can this series end here and now. And honestly, just by affirming that and by seeing it for what it is, I feel that you come to a new level with it. And by the fourth week of March, you are a changed person, and your purpose should start to become much less foggy, because it's specifically those difficult cycles and those unseen functions within us that inhibit us, that block out view of our purpose and what it is that we need to become, or what it is that we want badly to become. Because the most difficult thing for Leo is when desire is not present. The most difficult thing for Leo is to live life without striving for something, or without ascending higher in some kind of experience of work, because Leo is very much a work acclimated sign, even though people might say that you're like a lazy lion energy. But Leo absolutely enjoys being productive and rising to a rank of some kind. So through confronting this cycle, Leo, that you've had going for a long time that is not so great for you, that's what shows you your purpose. And this isn't easy. This isn't some kind of child's play. This isn't some kind of frou-frou experience of spirituality. This is where it gets real. This is where you see you, and on one hand, how difficult you've been, but when you see that, you also, guess what, see how wonderful you are too. When you confront the negative cycle, you then see like what you did right. And when you see what you did right, you start to see how you function in a positive way. And once you can, economize that within yourself, that's when you can start being what it is that you want to be, because you've found what works well. And you find, in essence, to wrap this reading up all the way, you find your advantage, and you find where your higher ground lies, so you can get at it and get over this adversity. Okay, Leo, and fourth week, Seven of Swords reversed, you're down by King of Pentacles reversed. Once you've had this kind of transformation, it becomes very easy to see whose heart is not in the right place. It becomes very easy to see who's taking advantage, again, there's that word, and who is there for solid, tangible reasons. Try to not get too caught up in sentimentality or feeling like you're just honing in on your ego. Cut ties, Leo, if people are taking advantage of you. Because when people take advantage of you, when people take advantage of anybody, it's not good. But it's easier sometimes for people to take advantage of Leo because you shine so brightly, as I was saying at the beginning of the reading. So you have a lot to give. Other signs might see through it quicker just because they can't give so much. But you're like the source of energy for the zodiac. You're the sun. So people can very easily want you to cleanse their impurities for them. So ask yourself, once you're in the fourth week, is this what my higher ground is? Is cleansing other people's impurities what my purpose is? Do I need to be a counselor? Do I need to be a doctor or a healthcare practitioner or somebody who cleanses impurities, or do I have a different purpose? Because Leo can oftentimes by default fall into cleansing other people's problems, even if that's not like your career. So once you figure out if that's what you want to do or not with your life, make a decision based on that. On the other hand of that, I feel like those of you who want that type of career, like some kind of health career, or even something like what I do where you're getting into like shadow work and stuff, you can really level up with that, like big psychic intuition expansion, but also sort of seeing through that this type of thing is not exactly the most glamorous career either, and sometimes Leo functions a lot better in a more upbeat, up-tempo experience of life, but that will depend on you personally and like your chart and your life experience. Central theme, not surprised at all, Six of Pentacles. Y'all can go check out and watch Aries reading if you want. I went all into Six of Pentacles and talked about a lot of its themes, symbiotic connections, compromise, give and take. It's sometimes very elusive in the sense that who's giving can actually be taking, who's taking can actually be giving without anyone really realizing that this is the case. Hone in on that, understand where your energy is actually going, understand your transactions as a person, energetically, financially, emotionally. And if this reading was wonderful for you guys, you can click the center of your screen to book a private reading with me. Also, check out the playlist to check out your 2018 year ahead. If you haven't already seen it, I think that they're wonderful. Thank you guys so much for the incredible response to them. And subscribe, like, and comment. I've so appreciated to be here and reading for you all. Much love and good luck in this incredible equinox month. Bye.